lovely people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dorothy and I'm an illustrator in LA. Hello. Today I wanted to talk about my favorite art supplies. I've been painting most of my life. More recently I've been getting into gouache and colored pencil. So today I'll be walking you through what I use to create my artwork. I try to keep everything as animal friendly as possible. I love the animals. So first up is paint. I use the Holbein Artist Gouache. You can see that this is really used up. This is my Holbein Brilliant Pink. That's one of my most favorite colors and most used, as you can see by this guy here. It's just a really nice color. Also, I just want to mention there's the acrylic gouache, which a lot of illustrators use, and this is more like traditional. It is traditional gouache. You can re-wet it. The next color that I absolutely love is Opera Pink. It's a bright neon pink, and I love to just use it straight out of the tube. Another color that I use from the Holbein Artist Gouache line is Lemon Yellow. It's a great really bright and kind of like a cold yellow. Another thing that I use, I think I just could only find this in Winsor & Newton, but this one is Permanent Yellow Deep. It's great. It's a warmer yellow. So if you want like peachier tones and you want to mix it, you can mix this with the Brilliant Pink and it mixes pretty well for a peach. This is another favorite that I love. I really like the Smalt Blue Holbein Artist Gouache. And then last but not least, I really like a big tube of white. So that's for all my paints. Next up is paper. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the sketchbook that I use. So I've been using this Strathmore Series 4 sketch paper book, and it's really awesome. I'm almost done with it. It is pretty good for like colored pencil and yeah, maybe a little bit of pen and maybe some gouache. It's a pretty good time. I don't really keep this as like a beautiful, like pretty sketchbook. I keep it more as like, these are actually sketches for things that I'm going to work on. Moving on up, this is the watercolor paper that I like to use if you're like doing something that's going to be scanned in or isn't going to be like a final piece that you're going to share with somebody. You can use this paper. It's pretty inexpensive and it comes in a pad of, let's see, 30. So it's a Canson Watercolor XL pad. It's pretty cool. A good time. One thing about paper to know, especially for watercolor paper, is sometimes they do use animal sizing. So if you are interested in finding paper that's a little bit more cruelty free, I'll link down below which site I use to just reference like what is vegan and what isn't. The last paper that I want to talk about is the L'Aquarelle Canson Heritage. She is a 100% cotton watercolor pad. I like the finish that you get. It's really good, I think, just for like a finished piece. I really enjoy painting on it and it takes up water really well. That's the end of my paper. Let's talk about brushes. The brushes. I really like this 6-round Princeton Neptune. This is the brush that I reach for the most. It is a synthetic brush, and I think it's, I don't know, I'll have to look it up, but I think it's some kind of like squirrel fiber that it's supposed to be emulating, but it's really nice and soft. It takes up water really well. I would recommend this if you're looking for a good vegan brush. The next one that I want to talk about too is the Esconda Versatile. This is also another vegan brush, and I have it in a size 4. It's really good. It holds water pretty well as well. Yeah, I like these two. I kind of do interchange them a lot. They behave very similarly. And then the next series that I want to talk about is the Princeton Aqua Elite. These are a little bit of a stiffer brush. I have it in a size 8 and a size 1. And the one I use obviously for more detailed work, and then the 8 I use for like big washes. I really like the size 1 because it gets like those nice details. It's pretty good to get a nice crisp line. The next one that I want to talk about is the Blick Masterstroke Golden Taklon Round in size 6 as well. This is also a pretty stiff brush, so I'll use this if I want to, I don't know, make like a more defined line on things. And then the last brush that I want to talk about is the Princeton Select Angular Shader. I really, really like this for like flats. I honestly didn't think I was going to like this angular shader that much because I've had other flat brushes, but somehow the angle makes it really nice, and it's nice to get around like crisp edges and make crisp lines. It's so fun. So if you are looking for like a brush to make things a lot more flat, especially if you're working with gouache, I do recommend this one. And that's all for brushes. Shall we move on to pencils? So first up, I want to talk about the pencils that I use to just draw out lines for my gouache paintings. The first one that I want to talk about is what a lot of illustrators use is this Prismacolor color erase pencil, and I use it in pink because I feel like the pink is easier to erase if you want to do like an undersketch underneath a painting. I like the pink because it kind of it disintegrates a little bit, and if it's still there, it's not super noticeable, so I like that better than graphite. And you can see here that I have a teeny tiny one. I love it so much. And then I got a little pencil extender for her. Moving out of the erasable pencil range, I love the Prismacolor Premier Neon Pink. It is one of my favorite pencils. I just love using this so much. It gives me so much joy. And then recently I tried out the Prismacolor Premier in Neon Orange, and this is great too. I like combining it with this light blue by Crayola, but I love this color combination. I think they kind of vibrate really nicely off of each other. I would say that those are my main colors that I really like. Last but not least, accessories. I really like this paint palette. It's a ceramic paint palette. It's really nice because you can clean it pretty well. I mean, this one's a little dirty. Another paint palette that I absolutely love is this one by the Sugar House Ceramics. I got this for my birthday, I think maybe last year, and I really love using it. I like all the freckles, and it's fun to use, and the freckles actually help me to understand like how opaque my paint is. I definitely need to clean mine. And then the last thing that I want to talk about is this brush cleaner. I feel like this is really helpful for me because I kind of leave paint on my brushes a lot, and it's good to kind of just do like a deep clean. That is pretty much it. Thank you so much for tuning into this. I hope you found it helpful or inspiring at least. I always love to see other artists and what their favorite art supplies are. So yeah, I hope you liked it, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.